Every so often, British culture spawns a character so bizarre that they could only really exist here. Over the last 500 days, this has given us the United Strand, a guy who's vowed not to get a trim until United win 5 games on the bounce. And it shouldn't be controversial, but it now is, because this man is now catching criticism from both his fellow fans, and he's even catching it from his childhood heroes, and that one probably hurts a little bit. On the other hand, though, he's made a lot of money, and he might actually have the easiest job ever created.
Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, Day 4, Day 5, Day 6, Day 7, Day 8, Day 9, Day 10.
And as TikTok gimmicks go, we've seen some easy ones, but this man genuinely just records a 5-second video every day. He's been consistent, though. We'll give him that. And for a bit more context, too, he actually started to raise this money for charity. You can read the initial motivations on his Just Giving page, and this is for a good cause. To say this has been going on for a while, though, is a bit of an understatement, really. The furthest you can actually go back on his TikTok now is around day 150, and he looked a lot less burdened back then.
Day 152 of not cutting my hair until Man United win 5 games in a row. Real Sociedad in the Europa League tonight. I've learnt to not be too confident.
And back then, the reaction to this was exclusively positive. You had brands trying to get involved, and you had people just generally trying to see the funny side of this. And even back then, people knew this was going to go on for a while, but that was part of the fun. And he was riding a wave. He even got on TV one time. The clip is just kind of funny, really.
I have the United Strand, and I am not cutting my hair until Man United win 5 games in a row.
Yeah, man, if I was to make this video at that point, I couldn't find a bad word to say about it. Even now I'm struggling, although a lot of other people have had a lot to say. But I'd say this first started to shift when he went to Old Trafford in September of 2025. He was soaking in the attention, but again, that is harmless. Things then did, though, take a turn because one fan was not having it. I don't know why this guy was so rattled. I think it might be because the days are kind of reminding him of how long it's been since he saw the kids. Ironically, he is bald, so that adds another dimension to it. And this clip is very embarrassing for him, but it does seem like this guy is representative of at least a section of the fan base.
I'll do what I f***ing want. It's not United f***ing fun. So,
This guy then did do the not getting on the bag till United win 5 games in a row challenge. Sadly, he lasted about 30 minutes, but it's 30 minutes. He kind of channeled the criticism, though, that this guy wasn't a real United fan and that he was just doing this for attention. It's definitely a problem in football that people claim to be fans of certain clubs and then, you know, they profit off the negativity around the club. AFTV back in the day had a lot of that. Unlike Arsenal Fan TV, though, the United Strand was never crashing out on camera when United lost. So it does feel a bit different, and he did go on a TikTok. He did something other than a 5-second video, and he did respond to this.
In terms of the accusations of not being a United fan, I've been a Man United fan my entire life. Here's one of my first shirts I ever had from when I was a child.
Well, we'll take the positives. That might still fit Lisandro Martinez.
I wasn't going to talk about this, but now it's been all over the news, I feel like I need to say something. As you can see by me smiling and laughing, I genuinely thought he was just having a laugh to start with. I only realised he wasn't when he properly started yanking my hair and calling me an attention-seeking... I appreciate all the people there that had my back straight away. I had a couple of verbal insults that day as well, but I'm trying to focus on the hundreds of positive interactions I had that day, and know that the majority of the fan base have taken this challenge for what it's meant to be, a bit of fun and something to laugh at in a difficult time as fans.
It's clear he was a little bit rattled by this, and who could blame him, really? He did get attacked. Sadly for him, though, this was where it slowly started to take a turn, because United went on a pretty bad run, so he kind of faded from the public consciousness for a bit. That wasn't until recently, though, because they went on a good run. They actually won 4 games on the bounce. They were 1 win away from finally completing this, and naturally this guy's numbers blew up. The amount of views this guy started getting, I didn't even notice this crazy till I pulled up the screenshots. And with this amount of attention, the whole industry was talking about him, but it's fair to say that where there was a lot of positive sentiment beforehand, people had now turned.
I was wondering, if you got asked, would you cut his hair for him?
I'd put him to the side of the country. He'd do me head in. we're talking about Michael Carrick and Man United. We're trying to win the 5th game in a row, and the whole thing is about this guy getting his hair cut.
This guy getting his hair cut, I know.
I bet you. No, I bet you he'd be devastated if Man United win the 5th game because all of a sudden he's irrelevant. So it's
Now, if you're a boyhood United fan and Wayne Rooney slagging you off, got to be a bit of a knife in the heart. Ironically, Rooney's actually doing a similar challenge. He's vowed not to grow his hair out till he has a successful managerial job. And when you look at the timeline, this was kind of the floodgates moment because this gave a lot of people permission to say what they really thought. Getting boring now, Rooney is right. You know, I used to defend this guy, but this has gone too far. You're doing more harm to your club than good. This ain't even me cherry picking either because you can go into any of the comments now and they're kind of full of these comments. And it actually got to the point where current United players were starting to call him out. Mateus Cunha, for example, came out and said it was a distraction and that he didn't care. This one definitely also stoked the flames. United players turning on you. Time to let it go, man. Enough, bro. You're putting too much pressure on the United players. And I'll be real, if you're getting rattled by a TikToker as a professional football player, you're going right to the top. You are a mentality monster. The whole situation then did take another turn though, because he announced he was doing a live stream for the final game. And if he weren't getting dogpiled beforehand, this one might have shifted the tides.
Get the... No! Hey, we said they would score first.
We did.
We thought we did. Score first.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
You don't want to...
Plenty of time.
Now, we did a sad emote, but clearly there are some incentives here that aren't exactly conducive to a United win. If they won, his gimmick would be over, and where does he go from there? As well as that, the stream was kind of dominated by ads. He was promoting bagels, and the big one was that he had a steak sponsorship. If you don't know what that is a gambling site, and there is obviously a stigma around gambling sponsorships, maybe less so in football, but for some people, this was enough. In the game, United did score, but it was too little too late.
Cross it in. Please, just cross it in.
Two minutes. This is tough. I really thought this was it. But yeah, we keep going. We keep committed. See you at day 500.
Who actually knows if he is upset, if you've got the biggest cash flow or the easiest cash flow of a generation in your back pocket? A big part of you is going to want that to continue, regardless of whether you support a club. And it's with that where he was mostly being criticised by fans before, the big Man United fan channels then did also start a turn on him. Mark Goldbridge piped up and he did have a lot to say.
I got sent a clip last night, and in the top right hand corner you've got a talent agency, you've got a betting company, you've got a bakery, 4 brands in the top corner, and not one of them was the charity. So I went and looked at the charity, and the charity has raised £7,000 and the target is 10.
And at first I thought this criticism was harsh, to be fair. He has raised money for charity when he didn't need to. He's raised nearly 8 grand by the time of this video. At the same time though, if you start something off with a focus on charity and then pivot to, you know, gambling sponsorships when you get the bag, I can at that point understand where he's coming from.
And I'm looking at it and I'm going, on that stream last night alone, you've probably made between 30 and 100 grand. Why not just take 10 grand of that, do your charity thing, and then go and make your money?
And maybe he'll do something like that, who knows? A lot of the other criticism though on social media was around how he's just making the club a mockery, really. And I'm not a United fan, so it is just funny, but if I was, I would probably be rattled by this point.
I'm sure that Frank bloke who hasn't cut his hair is a nice enough dude, but I tell you what, I'm sick and tired of seeing his face, and I don't want to see his face again, all right? It's just, he's now become a symbol that other fans can point and look at our club and laugh at our club.
And you know what? Just making this video, I'm starting to feel the fatigue setting for me. As soon as brands get involved to this degree, like you got Argos saying they're poised to deliver a shipment of trimmers to his house, kind of takes the fun out of it, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I feel a little bit bad for the guy because he is now kind of solidified as nothing but a meme.
Man United are the biggest banter club in England.
What? Mate. I say this with all love and respect. Yeah. You've become a meme because of Man United.
I don't like that you're bringing me into that.
And when a man is reduced to a meme, it's never a good outcome. I don't know where this is going, but it's definitely not off the cards that this guy might just start an OnlyFans or something. I hope not, but what I do know though is that as of today, he is still continuing with the gimmick.
Day 498 of not cutting my hair until Man United win 5 games in a row.
So let me know what you think. If you're anything like me, this might have been the final nail in the coffin. I don't really know what's going to happen. Realistically, this is probably just going to go on perpetually. So like and sub, or it probably just will.
Day 1000 of not cutting my hair until Man United win 5 games in a row.
Kill me.